Well, it's official. Kevin Costner will not be reprising his role as John Dutton for the Yellowstone finale. Fans were holding on to hope that either Costner or series creator Taylor Sheridan would announce a comeback before the final season started filming. That didn't happen, and while the fan base is split on whether it was the right decision, Kevin Costner himself is fuming. There are a few reasons for it, mostly because he believes Yellowstone stole from him. Let's get into it. Breaking news: Kevin Costner tried to come back. Rumors surrounding the Hollywood legend's future in the hit Western had been circling since 2022. However, given just how vital Costner's role was for the franchise, and the fact that he was making an estimated $1.3 million per episode, fans thought the rumors couldn't be further from the truth. Unfortunately, the world was hit with shocking news when Entertainment Tonight revealed Kevin was in fact leaving Yellowstone. What made his departure all the more tragic was the fact that the show hadn't finished up wrapping its finale. If anything, Sheridan didn't plan on Season 5 being the end either. To say that the Yellowstone family was sent into a frenzy wouldn't even be the half of it. Suddenly, Paramount execs had to find a way to mediate the situation between Costner and Sheridan. The series creator, on the other hand, had to rewrite the ending he'd originally planned and imagine a Yellowstone without its central figure. On the topic of mediation, actually, Costner laid out his terms stating that if they were met, he might just reconsider staying for the final season. We don't know exactly what he wanted, but we do know that something Sheridan wasn't willing to negotiate on was creative control. Let's pivot for a minute and talk about the controversy surrounding one of Costner's previous works, For the Love of the Game. Apparently, Costner and the movie's director, Sam Raimi, were feuding a lot during filming. It had to do with Kevin allegedly steamrolling production. While Costner and Raimi agreed to put aside their differences to create a moderately successful film, Costner and Sheridan couldn't do the same for an epic Western. In the end, Paramount announced that they'd split with the actor on amicable terms. Just how amicable were those terms? We'll get to that in a minute. In the meanwhile, let's talk about how Kevin wanted to return, but was shown the door. Apparently, after asking for a higher salary and more creative control over Sheridan's work, Kevin told his people to tell the execs that he was willing to come back for whatever salary they were willing to offer. Costner would later reveal to Entertainment Tonight that he wanted back on the sets of Yellowstone, but Sheridan wasn't willing to have him back. In the series creator's defense, he had to reformat a show he'd been working on for years and give his epic Western an untimely end without the leading character. Sheridan's excuse was short and sweet. He'd already formatted the script for a world without the need for John Dutton's physical presence. So even if Kevin was willing to do the role for cheaper than usual, it wouldn't be cost-effective. That, plus the fact that Ian Bohen, who plays Ryan Bingham in the show, also someone who's read the script for the finale, claims that the Yellowstone finale would be the best in television history. So yeah, they don't want Kevin back, even if he's willing to do it for half of what he would have otherwise. Kevin Costner's not happy. The saga between the Hollywood star, Taylor Sheridan, and Paramount Plus keeps getting more intense as we draw near the premiere date of the finale. Besides Kevin announcing that he would like to be back on set and start filming again, he's also announced he's planning on suing the producers of Yellowstone. Another layer to add in this saga is that at the time when Kevin announced he was planning on leaving Yellowstone, he was embroiled in a messy divorce battle with his now ex-wife, Christine Baumgartner. His ex pointedly mentioned that Kevin was set to make several million from the Yellowstone finale and was hiding those assets. Kevin, in turn, revealed that negotiations between him and the execs at Paramount had gone south. Apparently, the only way they could get back at Kevin was to take away his salary. The obvious question here would be, would Kevin be entitled to a salary if he didn't star in the finale? Yes, he would be. Apparently, his lawyers had negotiated terms long before his departure that should their client leave before the show wraps up, he'd still be entitled to a payout. That's something that the actor hasn't received from Paramount Plus yet. Sources have claimed that the production house is planning on delaying the payout for as long as they can, hoping that their legal team comes up with a loophole that'll keep them from paying. Even if Kevin doesn't make the $1.3 million by not starring, he'd still be entitled to several hundreds and thousands of dollars that Paramount Plus isn't willing to dish out. Previously, the actor revealed that he planned to fight it out in court. However, no filings have been made, and some people are speculating that either the actor reached a compromise with Paramount or his lawyers told him to hold off and see how much traction the finale gets. They're anticipating a massive turnaround, which could see Kevin making more money than he'd hoped. Why does Kevin Costner want to come back? With all the drama surrounding him and Yellowstone, first his untimely departure, and now his sudden return, everyone's wondering the same thing. Why the shift? It's actually pretty simple, and it might have nothing to do with money. Apparently, Kevin wants to give John Dutton the proper send-off that the character deserves. Before Kevin's decision to leave, they'd filmed the penultimate season, which showed a massive character transition for the ranch owner. He had just become the governor of Montana. The penultimate season also saw Wes Bentley's character, Jamie Dutton, try and do everything in his power to impeach his adoptive father, lock him up, and throw away the key. In the end, the fate of Jamie and John's arguably favorite child, Beth Dutton, was unknown. Likewise, it was unknown if John would stay on as governor. Simply, the first part of Season 5 ended with a cliffhanger, as most of Yellowstone seasons do. However, fans always had the comfort of knowing that the show would be back for another season with more twists and turns in no time. Not this time, however. Sources claim that Kevin realized his beef with Sheridan and Paramount could have potentially cost John Dutton his life. After all, Sheridan had previously claimed that he was considering killing off his lead character. While it wouldn't be uncommon for series creators to kill off lead characters after a dispute with the actors, it's often unfortunate. Fans seemed to agree and wondered if Sheridan would consider being the bigger man, letting Kevin back on, and allowing him to at least give John the proper send-off that he deserved. What could happen to the Montana ranch? While the show's leading character might be John Dutton, everyone knows that the real star of Yellowstone is the ranch itself. With the series coming to an end with the final 6 episodes of Season 5 in November 2024, everyone's wondering about the fate of the Montana ranch. Kevin Costner claimed he had a few ideas too. He stated that he'd talked at length with Sheridan about the fate of the Yellowstone ranch, implying that it'd likely stay in the Dutton family's name, if not with John himself. This brought about a few fan theories. Some believe that Jamie would take over and set the scene for a new sequel series. Some argue that the only right thing to do would be to hand it over to Beth Dutton. And then some believe that giving the ranch over to Tate would make the most sense. The theories are still flooding in, and we haven't heard a peep from Sheridan about it so far. The final season of Yellowstone will premiere in November 2024, concluding the Dutton family saga after production delays due to industry strikes. Additionally, 2 new spin-offs, 1944 and 2024, are in development, expanding the Yellowstone universe and following the success of previous spin-offs, 1883 and 1923. This new series will explore different eras of the Dutton family's history. Thanks for watching. Do you think it's time we said goodbye to the Dutton family? How big of a difference would Kevin Costner's departure make in the epic Western? Let us know what you think in the comments. We'll see you in the next one.